Well, boys, today is tomorrow and Idubbbz is in the news, alright? You know, it's hard going from $1 million house, well, basically a shack in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, I don't know how that house is still worth $1 million. But it must be hard from going from $1 million houses, you know, flying around the world, doing whatever you want, to stuck in your step-parents' basement streaming all day to less than 200 people. Because let's just say them finances are tight. Alright, they are tight. As tight as the Fishbowl gang. Boys, we're brotherhood and sisterhood. And there's also females in here as well. Alright. It is strong in the Fishbowl. So please don't forget to let's try to get like 250. Let's try to get to 250 likes. Gotta set some goals for you. Don't forget to comment as well. It helps me out a lot in the algorithm. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm right now. It kind of feels like they're not pushing any of my videos out for some reason. And I've seen a lot of other channels talk about this. So I don't know. Share the video as well. That will also help out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new as well. We're trying to get to 30K. But let's get back to the video. So Idubbbz was telling the story about how he was shopping. And, you know, there was a couple items he wanted to get. But then he had to realize, wait. I actually got to think about this. My finances. I can't just pick up something and be like, it's probably like, what, max $10, $30? Oh, it was 40? Right? He's no longer a millionaire. He can't just pick up shit without at least looking at the price, right? He's a normal person again. He's a citizen. He's no longer part of the royalty, the elite class of the world. So this man was telling the story about how he was trying to sit there and think about, well, do I want to get this kombucha, which already off rip, like kombucha, I'm pretty sure it was like $10 or $15. I'm like, god damn, for a drink? No, you can keep the drink. And I'm pretty sure it tastes nasty too. Like, yo, keep the drink. Or does he want to get some fancy socks that are worth $70? Brother, what are you doing? You're broke. You can't be having these kind of fantasies like, ooh, I'll spend $70. It's just 70. Bro, $70 is a lot now. All right, come back to reality. $70 is a lot of money.
I did buy more socks at Costco, but I'm a little bit ashamed of talking about it. I'll give you the whole story. So basically, we go to Costco. It's kind of an expensive trip. We're buying all sorts of bullshit. And then I was thinking, oh, I could use some kombucha. I haven't had kombucha in ages. So I'm staring at this kombucha. I'm deciding, is it worth it? It's like, I don't know, between 10 and 15 bucks, somewhere in there. And I'm looking at it like, I should do it. I shouldn't do it. I ended up not doing it. And later toward the end of the Costco trip, when I'm picking out these socks, they're heated socks. I'm like, oh, whoa, it comes with like a remote control. Like, how the hell does that work? And so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. It looks like they're 15 bucks, about the same cost as the kombucha. Like, that's actually a pretty good deal. I'll take these heated socks. I'll have a little bit of a gag for the stream. And my feet get really cold, so why the hell not? We pay for everything. The bill's so expensive. The bill is so expensive. We look at the receipt, and the receipt shows the actual cost of those heated socks. I don't know what I was looking at. I may have been looking at like a standard pair of socks for the pricing, because these heated socks, what were they? Do you know how much they were? They were $79. So very far off the $15 that I thought they were. They were expensive. So needless to say, I'm returning that shit on our next trip.
That's how you return to poverty. Whenever you look at a bill, you're like, how much was it? Hold up, wait a minute, my bank account can't take that hit. Hey, yo, I was wondering why I got a little overcharge fee. Hold up, we got to take these socks back. Brother really said the $70 fucking electric heated socks or whatever were way off the $15 mark he thought it was. Brother has been shopping like a rich person for way too long. Boy was treating his shopping habits like he was on Temu, shopping like a billionaire. Oh, only $1? Oh, only $2? What? I can get a 6-pack of light bulbs for only 3 cents. Like, bro, you came back to reality. Come on. You can't just not look at the price tag. Now he can't take them kind of hits, brother. He cannot take those kind of hits. He cannot roll with them punches anymore. Brother said, $70. Go ahead, turn the car around. But moving on, if you guys don't remember, well, I mean, like, hell, you guys are watching this video, you guys do remember the Idubbbz apology for basically his whole 2013 to like 2018 run. All right, his whole run through those like couple of years, he apologized for that, for the slurs he used and everything. And a lot of people kind of were confused whenever he did that, because like everyone thought he was just joking around. I want to be honest here, the more and more we go on, the more and more I think he really wasn't joking around with those slurs. I think he like literally meant them. That's why he apologized, because everyone's just like, Joe, you didn't have to apologize. I'm not expecting an apology from fucking someone like H3 Podcast. I'm like, yeah, these people make these jokes knowing that these jokes are wrong. They know that you're not supposed to make these jokes, and that, you know, anyone that has these real feelings are pieces of shits. But this is part of the comedic aspect of knowing that this is extremely wrong. But for some reason, I guess Idubbbz missed that memo. I think he actually did just hate people in general. And then he grew up. He got empathy at 32. And then he made that apology video. And everyone, you know, rightfully gave him backlash. Like, bro, we did not care. Like, we thought you were just joking. Are you telling us you weren't joking? Or is that what you're saying? You're telling us you weren't joking. But he revisited a video that Moist Critical made whenever he was criticizing Idubbbz's, you know, apology video.
Made edgy YouTube videos. You didn't ruin anybody's life. You didn't create.
Wrong. I think that Ian didn't invent racism, obviously, but he certainly fucking played a not insignificant role in you know, giving people the weapons to be racist as they want to for an entire generation. He was incredibly notable.
Yeah, they don't want to acknowledge the responsibility aspect of it. Like, that's one of the things that people, it's mostly with other content creators in the space. They do not want to acknowledge that their actions, what they say in videos, any of that sort of shit, is doing anything to the world, to people. They really, like, and I didn't want to believe that. I didn't want to believe that I played any role. And I think it's easy to have that position when you just say, I'm the entertainment. I'm Ludwig from video games. I'm just entertaining. I'm just playing the video games. That's all I'm doing. I'm just Ludwig from video game. But you have so much more responsibility, and the answer isn't easy. It's not like all of a sudden your life becomes so much easier to navigate. It actually becomes harder to navigate, because now you're interpreting and you're thinking about all the things you're saying, and it is stifling. It's difficult to deal with. So I understand why people don't do it. You're heavily incentivized to not take any amount of responsibility for the fence sitting, doing what Charlie was doing here.
So yeah, I guess Idubbbz can have that nuanced take of, you do have responsibility over your audience, and every word that you say needs to be combed over. But I'm like, if you did feel like that, why didn't you just put up a disclaimer at the beginning of your videos? These are just jokes. I do not associate with X, Y, and Z people. If you do feel this way and you do use these slurs in a non-comedic aspect, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, he could have easily remedied this with a little blurb at the start. Like a little NC-17 little flash up, little pop-up. Like little FBI, you would never download a movie, but downloading the movie is illegal. Kind of little pop-up there before the video starts. But instead of doing that, he'd rather not have, you know, just said, hey, you guys, just let you guys know, these are just jokes. I don't feel like this. For some reason, for a long time, he loved to farm those people. I'm just saying here, I feel like he actually did have those real feelings. I feel like he did have those real feelings at this point, because, like, brother, you do not need to, like, farm this much, especially if in your head they were just jokes. All right, they're just jokes. Comedians make just jokes all the time. Sometimes they do and do not land. It's all right. But there's a difference between, like, oh man, it was just a joke that didn't land, and hey, yo, that joke, ooh, hey man, I couldn't tell that nowadays. And then, oh yeah, I actually felt that those weren't real jokes. I was just speaking into the microphone. All right, I was just saying it. There's differences between that. So I really don't understand. Now, Idubbbz I'm gonna be honest here. At this point, he's calling Moist Critical a fence sitter, but like, this is legit the next clip. After he's done talking about the whole Moist Critical situation, he's talking about how anyone that pearl clutches over people saying slurs are now right-wingers in disguise. What happened to you have responsibility over the words you say? Like, he legit went from saying you have responsibility over your actions and words on the internet to anyone that pearl clutches over slurs. I'm like, you're just a right-winger. It's like, how do you get here? How do you get here?
From like edgelord to woke, all the edgelords will hate you, and many woke will still harbor resentment against you. Yeah, I've seen some of that. To be honest, McBot Bull. I've said this once. I'll say it again now. The most woke people who are like clutching their pearls and being offended by slurs or whatever else you would consider woke are actually people on the right online who are pretending they're cosplaying as a leftist. They're cosplaying as a blue hair. So, you know, talking to actual people who are progressive, even slightly, none of them are that way. If they're real people and you can have a real conversation with them and you can admit, like, yeah, you know, fucking saying slurs and shit is just totally fucking... It's not needed, it's uncalled for, and it's not cool. They're not going to pin you down. They're not going to pin you down and say, all right, what else, bitch? Tell me what else you're guilty of. They're not going to do that. They're normal people who just want you to acknowledge that humanity doesn't need that. It's only going to be these people who are like fucking role-playing, cosplaying.
I'm like, bro, you literally just made a whole entire video last year crying about the slurs you said on the internet. So are you a right-winger? Are you a secret right-winger? I'm like, hell, you were so down on yourself. And then he talked about other viewers that would come up to him saying slurs because, you know, that was literally his whole content. And he would think that they were these basement-dwelling, never come out, see the sun right-wingers. Whenever... Brother, that was your whole content, and they saw their favorite content creator. Like, he's literally doing the thing. He has literally done the thing he is criticizing other people over. I do not understand this person. He is literally doing this. Literally, Moist Critical tried to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, man, you didn't offend me. You're a fence sitter. How could you? You know slurs are bad. And then as soon as someone else comes in, you know, woke people also probably don't like you, you know. They probably don't like you because you said the slurs. And he's just like, well, they're actually right-wingers. It's like, oh my god, this guy. I don't get this logic at all. He goes from calling Moist Critical a fence sitter for saying, hey man, it's alright. We all thought you were just joking. It's cool, man. And he called him a fence sitter for that. But like, everyone is a right-winger now if they call him out for him using his slurs. He can only call himself out for using the slur, I guess. He can only call himself out for it. He cannot be called out by anyone else or else they're a right-winger. I'm like, hell, this boy goes from not pearl clutching about slurs to, again, pearl clutching about slurs. Because if you guys don't remember, the infamous PewDiePie bridge incident in PUBG, he apologized for saying the N-word, right? And I'm gonna be honest here, I feel like Idubbbz should be the last person to be judging PewDiePie's N-word on the goddamn bridge. He is the last person, but for some reason, he's trying to say like, yeah, PewDiePie apologized for it, but does he really know why it's bad? Motherfucker, you and H3H3 were doing tit for tat hundreds of times. I'm pretty sure over 1,000 times y'all have been saying the N-word. We're not talking about, you know, just saying nigga. We're talking about hard R's, or we're not talking about some regular old shit, some regular dagular. We ain't gonna be sitting there having you lecture PewDiePie, who, for what we know, has only said it once on stream. Brother, you cannot be judging PewDiePie. Felix, you cannot be judging that boy. Alright, you cannot be judging him. You have lost all rights to judge him.
Did PewDiePie ever apologize? He did. I think it's one of those things where it left, I think, plenty of people feeling like, do you get why it's a problem kind of thing? Like, do you actually understand it, or are you just doing it because it's literally the only thing that you can do at this point? I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who are suspect unless it feels like someone has truly made the steps. And the steps are fucking hard. They're really hard.
Bro, you are suspect number one. That motherfucker said it once. You have a catalog of you saying a playlist. There's a whole video. I'm pretty sure it's like a 20, 30-minute video of you just straight up saying the hard R. I truly do not want to hear it from you. I truly do not want to hear it from this man. But I guess we really can't blame this whole mental cognitive decline just on Ian alone. Let's not lie. Anissa Jomha also has a hand in this boy's mental decline. Let's not sit here and act like she doesn't, because literally this woman just drives him crazy. Even on stream, she drives him crazy. I'm like, he got mad at her on the street. Chat, chat, he literally showed emotion on stream towards Anissa. I know, chat. I know. We're gonna get the Idubbbz files, just like how we just got the Mizkit files in a couple of years. Just give it a minute. Because Anissa was yelling stuff across the house at Idubbbz instead of going inside of his room and just telling him like a normal person. I'm gonna be honest, I also hate that. I'm not gonna lie. I also hate whenever people yell across the house. I'm just like, bro, just come here. Like, what? Talk to me normally. Like, you have nothing to do. I know you have nothing to do. Just get your ass over here. So I would say reasonable crash out. But the reason why he says he crashed out on Anissa is because he didn't take his medicine. All right.
Okay. I have a sweet moment I want to share with you guys. Not to stroke my own ego, but it's not really my ego, but like I think it's a good example of when we were talking before and Anissa was like shouting shit from across the house. I was getting frustrated and I was saying like I was basically saying like don't fucking do that, like come in here and say that to me or whatever, like, or say it in chat or something. And normally, I don't think I'd react that way. I'm like, whatever, like, that's not a big deal. But I'm realizing that I hadn't taken my Adderall in like a couple weeks, and today I took it. And I realized that I think that's where some of my frustration came. And this is something to like work out or be aware of if you do get like diagnosed with ADHD or you do have Adderall or one of these things. Like if you can't... I'm a little bit more locked in.
So yeah, he wasn't able to take his Adderall, so he was going off, punching holes in the wall, slamming doors, and Anissa was only throwing plushies at him and clothes. But Jesus Christ, I understand. All right, I'm not gonna say if he does or doesn't have ADHD. I'm not his doctor, but also it's kind of weird how the only time he got that ADHD and he got medicated was whenever Anissa came around. I'm just saying here, Chad. I'm just saying here. Before Anissa, he was just fine, thriving actually, in his own lane, not a care in the world. After Anissa came around, he has ADHD, BPD, he has shingles, mums. Hey, he might have dry elbows. You don't even know. He might have dry elbows, bad breath. Jesus Christ, this man became a train wreck. And he even admits it on the Bog podcast, because like literally they were talking about how, you know, sometimes guys get divorced from their wives, and literally he just came out with a joke like, yeah, sometimes they just come in there and force you to take Adderall. And there was like, Ian, getting a little real there. You're breaking through the matrix, Ian.
I don't know the lore of Iron Maiden, but somebody was like talking about somebody's wife ruining the band, maybe. I don't know. Seems like a theme in music. When the band inevitably breaks up, it's the wife's fault.
Of course, it's always a woman who's gonna come in and ruin the jam sesh, you know.
Yeah.
Stop making so much noise. Oh my god, my wife's such a battle axe. We gotta break up.
No, the truth is the wife just introduces the husband to Adderall.
Yeah, to Adderall.
And convinces him they have ADHD.
True.
That's the real.
The slow death.
Yeah.
No, but I actually don't know if any of that's true. I was just reading. This is just coming from like me briefly.
Yeah, she started stuttering at it. She was like, hey, get back in the corner. Hey, man, she was about to bring out the damn little shot collar. She was like, Ian, place. Ian, place. place. You about to turn into Hassan Piker right there. Oh, Hasanabi with Kaya. We're about to get a Colorgate 2.0 right there. She was like, hey, you getting a little too real there. And if I did manipulate you into taking medicine you probably don't need. I mean, like, hell, it's pretty evident that this woman is trying her best to keep this relationship going while trying her best not to get pregnant. I mean, like, she has been avoiding pregnancy for a long time because it seemed like for a while they didn't want to have kids, which is fine. I'm like completely fine if you don't want to have kids. But there is a difference between that and like one partner doesn't want to have kids, Anissa, and the other partner is talking about some, I'm starting to really like kids. Kids are kind of cool. I really like that. Like, she has to keep control of this man somehow. And if he's pacified by the Adderall, then I mean, like, that's good enough for her. Because Ian on his stream, again, started talking about how he might want some kids one day. He's thinking about it now. He's like, kids would do really well. I think I might be ready for them. Wow, clearly their mother would be Anissa Joma. Oh my god, that whole house is gonna be medicated, chat. Them insurance premiums are gonna be through the roof.
It's a fast track, right? Like, I'm gaining an appreciation for children, even though I do not have children. The way I'm doing that, and the way it becomes a lot less creepy and more authentic, is by actually interacting with kids, showing up to a family gathering, going to a daycare, being around children, because that's your life and you aren't just held up in your basement. You're not having interactions with real people. Your friends or your network of people isn't just, 5 other dudes who are in their 30s who also are doing the exact same thing. They're holed up in their basement. They're not interacting with anyone. They're not having kids. It makes all of that shit way harder.
So yeah, this woman Anissa is sweating bullets. She's like, kids with Idubbbz? No, I can never. All right, I can never. I'm here for purely money purposes. All right, I purely want to get funded and I want to somehow gain clout off this man, even though I basically destroyed any semblance of his clout or reputation in general. Just like how cutie Cinderella just absolutely nuked her reputation. I mean, just absolutely nuked it. Click this video right here to find out what the fuck is wrong with this woman. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.